West Coast Vancouver Island, so I love the no rain. What we get here in a year, we get a day on the island. Little drizzle, like, oh, look, it's raining. Oh, that's not rain. You want to see rain? Let's see rain. Where I'm at Port Renfrew, where the West Coast Trail starts and stuff. So.
Oh, wow.
Hello, hello, hello.
He looks so expectant, like I'm going to feed him. Sorry, dude.
We're on. We're live.
Okay. So, this meeting is for whatever you want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever your concerns are, questions, takeaways. So, what you lead it. I just listen and try and answer questions.
Find out why that water was pumping?
No, other than it is a natural spring.
Oh, so it's not from the system.
No, it's a natural spring that's there.
But it's coming out of a pipe, isn't it?
Yep.
So why? What was it?
Because it
Who
was
did it?
once.
Who did it?
It was once used. as
it was once
irrigation
used.
or something.
It was once used, and because they don't want it infecting the reservoir, it's being drained out. Is my understanding. But it would be. It would be
Why don't we
awesome.
utilize it?
Good question.
Like to fire hydrants, to bladders over there
Bladders.
for summer.
You know-
or
gardens,
reservoir, or another reservoir,
anything.
And it's one of those things. If the residents wanted to do something and did the so-called right permits, they could. So
Yeah.
it's.
But how does that happen?
How does that happen? That would be petitioning, I think, Lands, Forest, Resource Management, or getting a water license for it. And then away you go. Yeah.
Huh.
Did that answer that question? Okay.
You run a pipe down to serve somebody's house.
Well, it would be awesome if you could use it for irrigation or
Hook it right to the fire hydrants.
talk to. Well, that gets tricky.
No, but then it's
Because
in the
it's-
system.
it's
Yeah.
in the system. You can't do
They
that.
don't want it in the system.
You'd have to have a separate system.
Nothing else, you'd have to put another system.
Or if you could talk CN or CP into utilizing it. I don't know.
Irrigate people's yards for free.
But no, I mean, you were saying, I think last year there was talk about the Dawson and YRB coming in taking water. So if they could take non-potable water,
Yeah.
but again, that would be them working together. And that would be something up to the residents if they wanted to try and talk people into doing it.
But
Big
it could be.
Yours, you look like you had a question too.
No.
No.
There's cookies there, water.
I'm here to listen.
Okay. And you know Ursula and I think it's Matt, right?
No,
Okay, this is Ursula and Matt.
hi Matt.
They live further down from you. Way down that way.
Oh, way down that way.
Dave Rice's old house.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They are also, so Yoris is my alternate for the TNRD. So he's a really good resource to have here. Because he replaces me if I can't make a meeting, and we talk quite regularly too. So
Do you make cookies good too?
I don't make.
Oh.
Can I take that?
Take your fire.
Sitting the shade,
absolutely, wherever you want. That's what they're there for.
So, Tricia, I have a question on behalf
I
of
already have
Bev
cookies,
Brooks.
I'm good for now.
Okay.
Right now we have the CN, what is it called?
Poseidon?
The Poseidon
Poseidon, firefighting.
firefighting equipment. It's in town, and she was wondering if it's going to be patrolling the area and
Yes.
staying around for a little while.
The answer to that is actually no, because I contacted Tyler Bannock from CN this morning when I saw that posted on Facebook, and he looked into it for me. And just a minute, I'll give you exactly what he said. So let me see. Inquiring for you. It's been parked in the Kamloops yard where it's easy to deploy and where we can have training for our crews on it. And then I said, let's see here. He said, last year we had one parked in the back track that was also a bit of a time Boston Bar. So then he said he heard back, as soon as we are done here, in hopefully a few hours, it would be depart back to Kamloops to get its post-fire inspection and refill completed. So that one isn't here. Having said that, I know that there's one stationed in Lytton with CP, and actually I did a tour of it about a week ago, and it's very similar, just not quite as shiny. And there's also one in Ashcroft, so both can be easily deployed. I think maybe Bev is asking questions about whether there's anybody kind of patrolling the tracks and if they have water. And this is where I'm going to actually going to refer you to my husband. Hey, Don,
Oh,
because he used to work for CN, and
Okay.
he can explain that every patrol truck, every maintenance truck, every signal truck does carry some water with them in the summertime. And if you could explain that.
Supposed to be around 75 gallons for each little pickup, at least 75 gallons. And 2 of those pumper tanks you wear in your
Sorry.
backpack.
Excuse me, I
And,
can't hear any of that.
Don,
I
you-
kind of would like to hear it, and I think all of us would like to hear it. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
the pickup trucks and the CN, they have a 75-gallon tank in the back, and 2 little, discount backpacks. And they got tools, a few tools, basic tools for it. That's about it.
But then they also, I think I also learned that depending on the size of the truck, depends on how much water they carry. So a larger vehicle,
Have up to 1,000 liters tank.
say somebody that was running with the grinders or anything like that, then they have, or rail replacement, they have more water. So it is mandatory, my understanding, that those are carried in the summer. That answers the question.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Thank you.
so can you contact, I don't know whose it is, probably like the far track, that's CP's track?
Yeah.
Yep.
So can you contact CP? And I want to see all those railroad ties that are lying all over the place, all the way up from here to here, down to the round corner. Oh, gone.
Talked to them yesterday.
What did they say?
They said thanks. They are aware of it, and my understanding is in talking to, I think it's Dorothy from the inn.
Yeah, she probably phoned us.
Yeah, she had talked to them, and they were supposed to have gotten rid of that this week, I think.
Yeah.
They're still there.
I
So,
want them gone by Tuesday. Gone.
okay, well, I can't promise you by Tuesday, but
Oh,
I
but
will.
put it to them like that.
Yeah.
Put
What,
a date
what
to
I
it,
will do is
'cause
tell
they're
them
a fire
that
hazard.
I will bring that up again.
They
Yeah.
keep promising and they're
And
not
they
doing
can
it.
do that while they're working, actually, is load them on and they don't sit there anywhere. Why are they just chucking huck?
You want me
The
to
big
gain
problem
some
is
weight?
they chuck
Or
them
stay hydrated.
and
Dehydrated.
they slide down the
Thank
bank.
you.
They never get that.
they
And that bank gets overgrown, and then we go and burn it down in the springtime, and it catches on fire because we can't even see it.
You know what's there.
We don't know it's there, and they burn for hours.
So I have a question. Matt, right? Can I get your phone number? And can I
I'll
give
give
it to
you.
Mike?
I'll give it to you.
Okay, I'll get that from you, and then what I'll do is I'm going to
I'll
connect
give you my
to
email.
Perfect.
You can email me if something comes up.
Okay, you know what I'll do is
I
I
can
will email Mike again, and what I'll do is I will copy you on it and let him know that I'm doing it, so you guys have each other's
And
contact.
Mike is who?
Mike Lavecchio is in charge of basically relationships for all of BC, and he's your guy. So
He's my go-to to contact CPC and
he's your CP guy.
It's
Different.
CP.
I've got another one for CN,
Okay.
and I can give you his contact number information as well.
So, sorry.
Oh dear. Yeah, no, it's
Ron Pipe.
so.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah. They didn't have anything in my food. Now I'm sneezing.
So I can take care of that. Then it's Tyler for CN. You talked to was it Mike or Tyler last year. You were talking
Tyler.
to Tyler. Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay. Next question.
So Matt is the new fire chief here now. I don't know.
I did not know that. I figured that out this morning when somebody said here comes the fire chief. So congratulations. Yes, I'll put you in contact with the right people. I didn't know. My apologies. Nobody had let me know that you were the fire chief. It is a little bit different because it's run through the improvement district rather than the TNRD. But that doesn't mean I can't do contacts.
But I have no pull with CN or CP or anything.
No,
But
other than
those are dangerous.
that they do want to maintain a relationship,
Well, yeah.
and it isn't good for PR, right?
No, it's not good for PR in a friendly manner, but clean up your yard. Clean that up. As soon as you start doing that work, You're not allowed to just pile them up and have them sit there for 2 years. No. Like they take the new ones off, put the old ones on. Go down here, pile them up, and then get rid of them.
I have posted that question once before.
Yeah, it seems to be a hard.
Not to be, giving CP a blank page, but they have contracted that out to Herzog, which is an independent contractor.
I see the
And
trucks over there all the
they
time.
it all depends on when Herzog happens to be in the neighborhood.
No, that's not good enough.
I
CP
know
writes
it's
the
not good
contract to Herzog. So in that contract, it states those guys cannot sit there for a minute. They are loaded up onto a vehicle and taken away. That's it.
Yeah, at the moment they're sitting there.
No
they're a fire hazard.
coordination between the track crew that
Creosote
tosses them
stinks, too.
and Herzog.
Yeah.
There's no coordination.
Well,
That's the stupid thing.
that's just
But
not.
it's what happens when you start contracting out
Right.
stuff.
So it's got to be CP's the guy that writes the contract.
Yeah. I fully
And that's
agree with you.
CP's property. So CP, you better have a lot of liability. Billions of dollars of liability. Because if that catches on fire,
You can't put it out.
you can't put it out. And it's an environmental hazard. It washes in and kills all of them.
Okay.
They got to take responsibility. And they got to pick up their act. And they got to clean up things. They can't just go ahead because we're CP, we're CN, we can do whatever we want to. No.
It unfortunately is there.
I know. But
There-
that's got to get, so we got to go through our rep and give them, get under their skin and get it done.
the more of those kind of questions they get,
Yeah,
the more they have to
they
realize
have
that,
to,
hey, this is
because it's
starting
bad
to be...
PR.
Yeah. So
But
go
anyway.
right ahead.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, folks.
I haven't seen. Apologies.
I thought they were here for me today.
Hello. Come grab a cookie. I haven't seen you in ages, Cheryl.
More than this, Tilly.
There's juice too. There's juice, water, cookies, watermelon.
Have a watermelon, please.
All the watermelon.
Oh,
Soaked in vodka.
there you go.
No, they're not soaked in vodka. It's a little early.
Never really bring
Wait till the 4 o'clock meeting.
You notice there isn't a 4 o'clock meeting.
It isn't?
No.
Oh, then you save on vodka.
I've worked
Yeah.
in the woods all my life, longer.
So you have a contact for CP, CN,
Wife's retired.
for
I'm
these
retired.
firefighting trains. Because I have an idea I want to put by them.
See, never run
See if they
yourself
can
down.
do what I want. And my idea, I'll explain what it is. See those tankers
All right,
they
yeah.
use right there? Look. Well, they're 40,000 now. It's the same things they got on that fire truck. So I talked to them the other day. Fill those up. Every train that goes through Spences Bridge or BC has one of those on the end of it, and it's washing the tracks as the train.
She's sober.
Every in the summer. It's simple. You don't have to build a $14 million fire train, which we need.
There's two
But
Cyril. There's this one and then the
you're washing your track down as you're going through every time. At midnight, at 1 o'clock, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever. It's
Morning.
there.
Well, here's an
Where's Mom?
interesting one. The one that is currently stationed in Lytton, I did a tour of it about a week ago. It was put together on a weekend. And it's not a 40 million or
No, but it's
whatever.
just for on call, go
Yeah.
do a fire. Well, by the time it gets there, it does everything. It's
It's too late.
It's 14 acres. This
Yeah.
way, you're eliminating it as they're going every day, all day long, and that's it. You get it when it's a spark, not when it's 4 acres on the mountain.
Yeah.
Fire over there, smart.
And it's cheap. Basic.
I will put you in touch with these
You
guys.
give me those numbers, because
Yeah,
I'd like to maybe sit
happily.
down, talk to them, whatever, go see
Happily.
them, whatever.
One of them is based out of Kamloops.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where Mike's based out of. I think maybe Kamloops as well. So they're not far away.
I might have some pull.
I have some and I have
You could try.
property
Well,
nails.
my last name is McCracken.
Okay.
And in Kamloops, McCracken Station.
20 minutes.
Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, that station was named after my grandfather.
call.
He was the CP West Coast Regional Manager. So
Which siding was that?
he,
McCracken, honey.
like family-wise, and my uncle, he took over whatever. But I know, like, I might have some pull, but just because of history.
Who knows?
But
Yeah.
I'll sell him. Look, that's
Yeah,
what he'd do,
nice.
right?
Yeah.
He would. It's simple. It's cheap. You fill it up with water, spray bars on either side of it. You can control it on and off, and you wash it down. Every drain.
Hook them up and count, and hook them and hope.
That train, I mean, great. But that's when, you know, it's up the bank, and they did a great job down here the other night. They got that thing. I was down there, but like we can't look after it. You can't look after this stuff. But with a tanker truck, car going down the track, they're looking after it, being responsible.
You almost want to bring the caboose back.
Well, it is like it is the caboose basically.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a caboose to me.
Yeah.
No, the track grinding company, Loram, they have exactly that. They have a caboose with a water gun at the end of the train.
Yeah.
But again, that has a person there, right? You're talking about this automatic.
This is
Controlled from
could
the
be
cab.
automatic, but it's on off. When you're coming through Spences Bridge, it comes on like, I don't know, way down here somewhere, and it comes off way down here. And Spences Bridge or communities, that's where it's used.
Yeah.
Not for the whole cross Canada. You know, it's used in dedicated areas like us, hotspots.
Yeah.
Because we've had 2 inside of a week.
Yeah.
We've had 3 this year already, if you count that one up.
Counting that one, yeah.
No, there's 2 more.
And there is 2 more further up, isn't there?
There was one morning I was driving to Kamloops, it was the end of April, and there was tracks smoldering, and I called it in. And then there was one down at Siska.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to remember when that was. That was before that, so it would have.
Yeah, okay, well this year, yeah.
Yeah,
we've
there's
had-
been a few.
Yeah,
It is a regular thing, unfortunately.
It is.
but it doesn't need
No. And then I think there needs to be better track, like right-of-way maintenance, not just from the tracks, but also from the highways
the brush.
too.
and the
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I had a meeting with, it doesn't pertain to this area, it had to do with Thompson River Estates and Wallachine, because they had questions about the right-of-ways and the maintenance there. So I had a meeting with Argo about that.
Yeah.
So I have a better understanding of what the requirements are and what they can and can't do. And I do know that now, apparently it's 25 centimeters. They have to cut when it gets to 25 centimeters. But then when you get to the point where you've got extreme conditions, then they can't.
No, because you're going to cause a fire cutting it.
Exactly. Except that now they have, Argo has a crew that is specially trained with the S100, S185, and with a tank, like with a water truck, and they can actually cut in those conditions. So one of the things I haven't had time to do is I want to check and see if YRB and if Dawson has that as well. Because I think we need to keep going, even when we've got those conditions, as long as we've got the safety factor built in.
I know
Because it is a
people are
hazard.
always against this, or, you know, there's a lot of people out there that don't like it. And I would just round it all up over acres and acres. Kill it. Because you're just constantly cutting. Just get rid of it.
There's a lot of evidence that Roundup is a lethal substance. It's really poisons
Well, when
the
he-
environment.
I know there's like, it's used. You know what it's used for? It's used to dry your grain to make
Yeah, but
bread.
there is also friendly.
But
when he said
does a
Roundup,
job.
he meant like
something to kill
the
it.
herbicide,
Yeah,
right? To-
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Thanks for that clarification.
yeah, because there are other products too.
Roundup.
Yes.
But kill them instead of cutting it for ever and ever.
And there is a certain width too that they only do.
Yeah, they have to go to.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have stops somewhere.
Yeah, I do have that information if you want it,
Yeah.
because
That'd be good.
from that meeting, so I
But
can
that
do
takes care of the spark, right? I mean, kind of idea.
In theory,
Yeah.
in theory. Then you
Yeah.
get,
It all helps. I mean, it's not eradicate it, but it's going to bring the percentage down lower to a fire start. So we don't have 2 or 3 a week, you know, or all summer long. You never know where it's going to come from. And it's the cost. I mean, the cost of putting that out, right?
yeah.
That's what you want to look at. Is
Well,
keep it-
exactly, it's
Yeah.
the proactive versus reactive
Right,
approach.
right.
And that is something that I know that we're trying to work with the government with, because we have a tendency to be reactive instead of spending the money up front. And I looked it up once, and I was talking to, I think it was Simply First Nations with their fire group, and they were telling me that they spent, if you spent $1 proactive, it's equal to about 15 reactive. So it's astronomical, the difference in cost.
Oh, yeah.
Except when you get to a corporate that is considered a utility, because the higher their cost, the more money they can make. That's a sad part. Like BC Hydro does not do any preventative maintenance anymore.
Compost, exactly.
They wait till it breaks down.
Oh yeah.
Then they send in a crew at high cost, and what it does is it gets them to go to the utilities board to get a higher rate.
No, thank you.
It also has something.
That's what happens.
It has to do with the risk and return too.
Yeah.
It costs.
Yeah, but
yeah.
utilities get a rate increase based on their cost of operating. So if they raise the cost of operating, they get a increase in their rate to charge the customer, the consumer.
Yeah, so it's better off for them.
So it's better for them because the more money they turn over, the more a percentage goes to the shareholders.
Right.
It's a scary thing, but that is the corporate thing right now. Get rid of preventative maintenance.
Yeah.
I know, I was a victim of that.
Sorry, I'm writing notes as we go.
I lost my job because of that.
Return preventative maintenance.
You mean you suggested to prevent something and
It doesn't pay them to prevent it.
No, they make money.
Yeah. Like we just had that hydro pole here at the ranch.
Fell over.
They knew. It was clear as a bell whenever you drive by. This pole is going to go.
Yeah.
Would they come in and replace it?
Wait till it falls.
They wait till it falls. The discomfort to the consumer
They
doesn't
don't
matter
care.
to
It's a
them.
weird system we live under.
That's the scary part. And I
Because
learned
they're a
all this
monopoly
from
and
my
you can't-
job
yeah,
when I was
they don't
with
need to worry
the
about
telephone
Until
company.
we find one better, I gotta put up
I was doing preventative maintenance. They cut me out. It's as simple as that. And I asked one of their accountants why, and he said, because we want to have a larger amount of money going around. Because the shareholders get a certain percentage. And so it's higher when we are more inefficient. That's the sad truth.
Mind-boggling, yeah.
And maybe CP does the same thing. Or CN, both of them. They may say, hey, if we operate at this kind of money that we have to spend, and yeah, your $15 may be a cost to them, but if it gives them the opportunity to tell all the grain customers and everybody else, hey, your rates are going up,
hey,
Because our costs are
because
going
our
up.
cost is going up,
what is that?
that's all they
Sit.
want.
So I can make their
Behave.
costs go up
Sit
for
down.
them if they want.
Sit.
They can buy us a new fire truck.
Sit.
Yeah.
Get the stick.
And I don't need a huge fire truck. I need about a $200,000 fire truck.
Stop it.
What is it?
Have you tried?
Sit.
Hey, quit acting like a dog.
Sit.
How dare
Have
you?
you tried talking to Highland Copper or any of those?
That's what we got this truck that we have there now.
Okay.
But when I looked at it, when I came on board, we don't need a truck that big. We don't need a truck with air brakes. We don't need a truck so complicated and everything. What we need is a smaller,
The kid is
what they
making
call
all
is
that disturbance.
emergency
Oh, I didn't
truck,
recognize you were the
but it
hound.
holds 300 some odd gallons. We hold 500. 300 gallons. It's a crew cab, no air brakes. You don't need to be certified to drive it. It's got simple way. It's got reels on it already, hoses.
I guess more of a
They're great.
Have you talked to Little
yeah,
Fork
right, I guess.
Fire Department?
That Little Fork. I think they have. I saw something. They have something like that.
I just like you want to know. I did everything.
But what I have to get is clear on these trucks. If it's, we'll never get certified. We aren't, because our pipes are too small anyways for the whole system. Our truck is so old. It doesn't matter if we changed our truck or whatever. We'll never raise our bar of certification. We're going to be at the bottom of the barrel forever. Okay, so what? But let's get a truck that works.
Yeah.
That's brand new, 2024, whatever. It's good for, we don't care if it's 20 years, because like this 20-year thing, oh, you got to get rid of your truck. We don't have the money. We don't want our tax base to go rocketing up. It's already high enough as it is. Get somebody like Highland Copper, CP, CN. We put a fire out for CP. Put one of their engines out right in their yard over here. They didn't do anything for us. Didn't we charge them or whatever? Nothing, right? So, saying that, anyways, that's what we need. It's effective, it works, it's cheaper to run, everybody can drive it, it takes 4 people, it's simple to operate. We're all old farts, we can't climb around on top of things and do this. This is all ground level to turn it all on and everything. Perfect. But we need $200,000. Fine. There you go, CP. $100,000 for you, $100,000 for you, there we go.
But
Nothing.
there's also that problem, like what I
That makes
noticed
good sense.
here.
Why not? And they're getting some.
They have those boundaries. You cannot. They cannot go. Like on Monday when the fire was there, right? It was just past the bridge, but they were not allowed to go there because that's not their district anymore. So and there's apparently because they are not insured, they are not allowed. So that should be fixed because if it's a fire and it's like 2 minutes from like 500 meters, that's stupid.
First year made 12 million.
Because if your fire department is run by the Spences Bridge Improvement District, it's their jurisdiction.
So say I was talking with one lady yesterday, and she says that that's all the insurance because they wouldn't be insured, and they cannot make any rules because Spences Bridge is not corporated. So what is the truth? Would you be able to look into that?
That is the improvement district. The improvement district is like its own little separate type of government. It is in charge of your fire and your lights. It used to at one point be your water system too, and then the water system was turned over to the TNRD. So anything to do with the fire department and the type of truck or your jurisdiction, that is all improvement district. I mean, I could make a suggestion that you talk to Littlefort Fire Department because they've been very creative with some things that they've done. Or I could suggest that you talk to Highland or CP or CN, but it is outside my mandate, and I'm stepping on toes if I start doing anything like that. That is totally their.
The Spences Bridge
It has something to do with their letters patent, and you would have to talk to them. I'm sorry, I don't want to say the wrong thing or say anything incorrect, but yeah, improvement district would be the people you talk to about that.
So they would have the power to extend the boundaries.
I don't know.
They have a meeting on Monday, so that would be a good question.
We'll talk with them and see what their letters patent are, what kind of contracts they may or may not have with, say, Cooks Ferry or anything like that. That would all be up to them. Apologize, but outside not in my lane. I have to be careful. Because I know I did talk to them last year because of something that happened out at Bighorn, and they can't go out. The fire department can't go out to Bighorn. They can only go from the Spences Bridge sign on one side of town to the Spences Bridge sign on the other, and to the rail tracks over here is how it was explained to me. And then the first responders they can go up to 10 kilometers outside the village, but not if it's on the highway. If it's on the highway, they can only go where the fire department can go. But they could respond to, say, if there was a house out at Bighorn that had an incident in the house, they could go there. But they couldn't if it happened on the highway. So that's how it was explained to me.
And most of that has to do with liabilities.
I think liabilities, letters patent, but again, that would be a question for the improvement district.
And of course, like you said, the letters patent. So the improvement district has insurance, but it is restricted to the area.
So the TNRD or the forest fires, would they buy the truck for newer truck? Why not?
Because your taxation, the Spences Bridge Improvement District charges the people in Spences Bridge on your taxes for your fire protection and for your street lights. So it is totally separate. The TNRD has very much, I guess for lack of a better term, a user pay system. So for example, Spences Bridge has the water system. So people in Spences Bridge pay for the use of that water system and to maintain that system.
But not as part of their taxes.
But it's not as part, yeah, thank you, not as part of their taxes.
It's $900 something on my property taxes. Plus every 3 months I pay bill.
Yeah, to TNRD utility.
I'm guessing that might be when this, and I haven't seen your bill, so don't quote me. But a lot of times what happened here was there was X amount of dollars to be paid for that water system when it was put in with the Cook's Ferry, and you could either pay the money up front or you could pay it over time. And some people pay the money up front, some people are paying it over time.
Well, we bought the house with the water already in.
Yeah, but it could be that particular address didn't pay the money up front and they were paying it over time.
Shouldn't that be paid when we took the possession?
No, not necessarily.
So it's over 900 for how many years? Yeah. So how many thousands that would be? Because this is my third property tax, so it's 3,000.
See where they built that dam?
Yeah.
It was 20,000 per property when it went in.
Really?
Weird.
It's quite a cost.
So what year the water came in, do you remember?
Yeah.
That's the reservoir.
When did they set up? It was it 2015 or earlier? It was before
I
that.
can't be quoted.
I can look into it for you.
So because that would be, 9 years? So.
Let me look into it for you, Ursula.
Basically, like,
Yeah, because
Before my time. When?
surround our town
I can look it up at home.
with agricultural space. And there's a major fire.
Shut her right down. You're back. Yeah. Shuts up everything. Yeah.
because the tax here is very expensive compared to what we get in exchange.
So let me look into that. Okay.
There's no garbage pickups. We pay for the water for usage and the connection. There's no sewer, no cleaning of the roads just for the winter, right? It's very expensive. We don't really get much from TNRD for our taxes. Like mine is $3,700. That's all. Well, plus I get that now. I get this. This income.
Take a look at your taxes and see which is provincial, see which is school, see what is TNRD, and then see what is improvement district, because it's all broken down. You should be able to figure out how much, because there's different things on your taxes, and then there's, like you say, the water. And then there's your parcel tax.
We don't have library, we don't have school, we
your
don't
library
have
you are
doctors.
taxed on, and you do get the library every 3 weeks.
The mobile. Okay, so let's take that. We don't have any doctor's clinic here, right? We get in Toledo or Ashcroft. We don't have any of that. We have people who are both ill, like the couple. They are both ill, and they are. The wife is very ill. The husband got sick too, and they are told he's told to go to change his dressings all the way to either Ashcroft or Kamloops. That's ridiculous. How can he get a home care for or nurse?
Do they have home care come out here? Again, this is provincial, so forgive me.
Yeah.
But do they have somebody from home care that will come out to Spences Bridge?
No.
But that, again, that is provincial. My apologies.
Well, that's included in the medical care, right?
Again, provincial, not.
Yeah, but you have the power to write a letter to the province.
Oh, absolutely. And believe me, healthcare is on my list. It's on my hit list. And I do have a meeting on Monday. It's a health plan table meeting for Lytton to do with that one. I also sit on the health and wellness committee for Ashcroft that is petitioning to try and
You have to see that.
help with that area because because here all the way up to just before Loon Lake, so 18 Mile is all part of my area, so the regional people. So I'm trying to keep my finger on the pulse with it to see what we can do. I am aware of it.
So what are the plans for for the medical center?
That's a good question because they have, so far, they are still doing planning sessions. They had another planning session a year after they had the first planning session. People just want what they had back. But they've got this idea that they're going to make it more like a PCC, like Ashcroft. But quite frankly, I would rather see it a little bit more than that, given where we're located in the canyon, given the remoteness and the number of people that it serves, including the Spences Bridge. I'm aware of that. So we're still trying to petition and trying to get them to pay more attention and to put back hopefully more than we had before. One of the big stumbling blocks too is they don't want to put a pharmacy in, and I don't know how much that affects you personally, but without a pharmacy it means that you have to go to Lillooet or we have to go to Ashcroft, and like for here it's half an hour down the road if there was still the access to medications for prescriptions, especially if you're going to the doctor in Lytton, because then you have to exactly, and if you're not well, having to drive another hour after that, it's not good. The other issue with, they're saying, well, we can set up Dymax, which is like a courier system. The problem with that courier system is that courier system cannot deal with narcotics. So if you've got somebody that's terminally ill or you've got an elderly patient that's bedridden and they're needing access to narcotics, they have to travel an hour. And that's not right. So working on it.
Any idea why they don't want the pharmacy?
Because they don't want to build any more facilities that have retail space in them, is the idea. And the pharmacy was considered a retail space.
Okay.
So that's their excuse.
And yet the province is now downloading a lot of the medical system onto the pharmacists.
Yep.
Because there is not enough pharmacists, that's what it is. Even Ashcroft didn't have pharmacists. So many days don't have. So that's
yeah, it's not pretty.
But shouldn't that apply that like with some kind of insurance or what? You're the same what was before the fire?
In theory, but they've decided that.
Who is they?
They being Interior Health and probably the provincial government as well.
Well, why don't we invite the provincial government here? If the elections are coming, they might come.
Talk to Jackie Taggart.
I never met her.
Okay, she's out of Ashcroft, and she is your MLA for this area. I can also give you some other numbers as well.
Will she be the MLA at the time of the election?
Pardon?
Will she still have the area at the time of the election?
She will have.
Because they're changing the boundaries.
They did, but Jackie Taggart will still be this area. If they've changed the boundaries, so Ashcroft, where she actually lives, now becomes part of the Caribou Chilcotin. But Spences, right now it's Lauren Dirksen, but there's also two other people running up there too that might have a decent chance. So it's interesting to see what happens.
So Ashcroft and Spences Bridge will have different MLAs.
Exactly. Ashcroft.
When the elections 2017 were, we even had the reps from all those parties except for NDP coming to Likely, which is the end of the world, right? They came, except for what's his name, NDP?
Haji?
No, who left left the government now? What was the NDP head? Who was it? Who just resigned? What's his name? John? No.
Are you talking John Horgan?
Yeah, Horgan. Yeah. So he was coming, and in 100-mile house he had to turn around, and he didn't make it too likely because Vancouver had union meetings for him. So so he went away, and everybody was waiting. But the other politicians came, so they didn't come here. It's just they were invited.
Definitely, I do know that because I'm apolitical, which means I don't pick sides. Quite frankly, I just want who's ever going to listen to me for the residents. I don't care what party it is. So I went to a conservative meeting in Merritt 2 months ago, I'm guessing, and I do know that. Pardon? No, it was for the provincial. It was Tony Luck.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Tony Luck, he's running for the Conservatives. Jackie Taggart is running for the BC United, and I don't know who's running for the NDP yet. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe petition your Spences Bridge Improvement District to have a town hall meeting and invite them and have a nice little debate. See what you can get.
In life, there is a Corley Walsh, she's the MLA for
Yeah.
that area. Oh, she yells in that parliament. I love it. The roads were washed out for so many years. The fires in 2017, nothing was fixed after that, and she goes and she yells now in that parliament. If you meet her, she's such a nice lady. You would think that she's push over. You can push her everywhere. No, and she did, and we had this also the director of our region. They work together very well, especially when we had that spilling at the mine.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
So people were coming, and like
drill press
some of those parties, what they would do for this area, how would they prevent this mine and this and that, and what would they do? And I just asked questions, because they would close the mine, where will you get the money from? Because taxes, property taxes in Caribou are very low, so where do you get money for those improvements? They couldn't answer me that question.
Yeah, because if you've got any kind of
main money maker,
you need that for your tax base. So if you've got your commercial operations or your business industry, they pay a higher percentage. And so you need them. That's an issue with Spences Bridge. There's not a lot. Yeah, to bring up your...
And one more issue what I have, really. And maybe because I used to own a resort, when we were in Caribou, that was, and we were surrounded by those areas, the forestry sites, recreation sites, they call it. So people were going there, and before we moved out in 21 from Caribou, whatever fire was there, you look at the map, there is a map of all those wreck sites in BC. They are for free, you can do whatever you want, there is no attendance, nobody. Most of the fires were starting in those wreck areas, and we tried to talk like, close them. For the fire season, close those wreck sites. Now I live across from that site. And you know what? Even those propane burners, what people have, the flames are like that, and it's windy. And I'm just like, we don't even sleep. We look at those flames if the wind is going to carry to our side of the river. Why don't we close that for this winter, for the fire seasons, and then especially fire seasons? So speaking of taxes and commercial property, so Acacia is half empty.
Sorry, what?
Acacia is empty.
Okay.
The campground, and that has lots of people burning fires. And it's so hot, 40 degrees, right? Almost. And we have to watch that, and they don't pay. They are there, right? They buy donation most of the time. They don't pay anything. They get the bathroom, and people who pay taxes, they have to charge. Acacia has to charge the taxes for province from their customers, and they don't get any discounts, no nothing for that, and yet. Just right at their gate, there is a freebie. So how they can compete with free? They can't compete with free. Why don't we close that for the fire season?
Okay, so that is a really complex question. I'm going to be very careful that I don't put my foot in it.
It is provincial.
It is provincially...
It's officially listed as a park.
I know.
It's officially listed as a provincial park.
So now we don't have to deal with anybody. Province closed that.
Okay, so that is a provincial issue. Right now, that's a hot topic, whether provincial sites are closed or left open, the backcountry, whether it's open or closed. The other thing that you may want to be very careful about is that that particular rec site is run by a community organization here. And you've got to be very careful that you don't step on toes with that too.
Well, I would rather step on their toes instead of fire stepping on in my yard of my house.
Okay, so that in part might be something you want to bring up with them.
But they have no power to close it.
They could block it. I think they run it and they do charge. It's my understanding. It's by donation. So again, very careful how we step on that, how that one you want to deal with, but it is officially a provincial park. Or provincial rec site, I should say. Not officially a park, but a rec site.
Look at that map of those sites in BC, how many of them are.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot.
it's very close to private campgrounds. Very close. And those recs, I'm not talking provincial campground. I'm talking those rec sites free.
So are you wanting all the rec sites closed so that
If you would have driven in my
private
yard that night,
or provincial campsites could reap the benefit of those
Michael
being
didn't
I
closed?
want to close that one. I'm not speaking for California anymore.
Okay.
I wanted to close that one for the fire season. During fire season. That's what I want, for the safety. We have enough trains going by. They will have that.
Leave them hold it up.
And you want another little? Should we prevent?
Fire band is only for class 2 and 3 right now. As soon as class 1 hits, which is probably going to be after the weekend, then there's no fires allowed there.
But the propane heaters, propane
That's not
fires.
allowed either. If it's a flame, no open flame.
And are they going to post it
It's
or
coming.
provide us with postings? Like, should they provide us with forestry signs banning campfires? Because if there's nothing there, we can't
Open
post
flame,
anything.
not campfire, open flame.
Open
Well,
flame.
open flame, whatever. That's what I mean. Like no burn whatsoever.
My understanding is the province goes around and does that.
Are they?
I can't
I
speak
don't
for the
think they will.
province, but I
They
can
will-
ask
they
about
don't
it.
even know about that.
They have ignored this one for a long time.
They don't,
I
because they
did
don't get any
talk-
revenue from it.
Okay,
it's not
so
on
I
the
did
list.
talk to Dorothy on yesterday, I think it was, and she was thinking about putting a no campfire sign on there.
Drop them off at the fire department.
Pardon?
Put them up. Give
That
them to me.
I don't have them.
No,
That
no,
is-
but you can tell. Give them to me, or I'll go get them. Whatever.
Dorothy was talking about doing that, and whether she did or not, I don't know, but she was thinking she wanted to put no campfire signs up there yesterday because she was
Yeah, because
concerned.
we are all talking about
Yeah.
that. That's
But
enough. 2 fires
People,
in 1
I mean,
week is
we had a
enough, right?
resort and we had forestry would come in when fire season, give me no campfires, no fires. I'd post
sooner or
up
later
great.
they're just going to have to put a
Even
house
then,
on
I
the
have
wall.
people lighting fires.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, it's all rain.
But it does give you the ability to say out.
But I kick them
That's
out.
what we did.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what people are, right? So, anyways, if we can get some signs, proper, not little written sign, because nobody's gonna look at it,
That
but a
would be-
governmental sign that says no campfire.
That would be a provincial thing, and I would suggest, quite frankly, as the fire chief, that you ask for those signs.
I've asked Lytton Forestry and that if they have them, because that's normally where you get this forestry.
Okay.
They don't have them yet. They're waiting for a meeting and everything. This fire ban should have been 2 months ago. It's not too difficult to figure
Okay.
out.
Well, you know what I can do, and this is minor, but Lytton gets those signs. I come through here all the time. I'll
If they
drop them
get,
off
yeah,
for you.
if you get them, or you get a, yeah, you'll know about it. Drop them off. Yeah, drop them off. If I, not, nobody's gonna be at the fire hall. Put them at the packing house or whatever. I'll get them.
Or at our house.
I know where you
Or
live.
drop them off at my place. Yeah, you know where I live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a note to ask
That'd
Chad
be great.
Hogan about
yeah, that'd
sign.
be super good. Because I look right at it all night long.
Yeah.
And I see these guys with fires like they're 3 feet high.
I wonder if they have any of the other signs. Let me see what they've got. I will talk to Chad.
If you can, yeah. That saved me a trip anyways. Yeah,
Well, I come this way quite a bit.
yeah I bet. Yeah.
And I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
That I do have control over.
So I don't know if whatever, but I think that we should have some bathroom here.
Okay.
If you are serving juices and waters, we should have a bathroom here too.
Are you talking about a permanent bathroom here?
Oh, that would be nice.
Okay.
Well,
So I will tell you what I know about this property. So this property belongs to Minister of Transport, and there is no lease agreement or any kind of permitting. So anything that is on this property, my understanding is sort of been done by the community without an official okay.
So it's like the rest area.
No.
Every rest area has
well,
a
like this thing.
Yeah, all of this is been done by the citizens without a permit or without any kind of lease agreement. What I would suggest is that maybe your community look at taking out something permanent so that you officially have the site. It came out when I was checking out, I was asked about the site, I was asked about the rec site, and I was asked about the cemetery. So I did some digging, and that's when I found that out. So if you wanted those sort of things, you would need to have something in,
So do
like
we have
more
to
permanent.
buy this thing or something? Or
I think that they would want
or
a
pay
lease or a license.
Well, I don't want to pay any money for anything.
I have no idea, and I can't answer that question, but I can give you the contact for it if you want it.
So they should clean this up then.
Actually, you don't want that, because if they clean that up, that could mean all of this
Your
is
sale
gone.
is going to go.
Your sale, your little signs, everything.
Just talk about
And
Yeah.
we probably have Halloween.
What I really would like to have though, and it would be great for tourism, whatnot, that a walking bridge. It's all there. Why they took it all down and spent $1 million taking it down? You could make it a walking bridge and beef it up a little bit. It wouldn't cost you $1 million. Again, spend more money.
That was suggested quite a few times.
Yeah.
The problem was that the provincial government did not want to take, or Moti, did not want to take the responsibility because there are cracks in those piers.
Yeah.
That's the main problem.
Walking bridge.
I know.
Yeah, walking.
I
They don't want to stick their neck out
the whole
on
thing.
anything. I know.
One day that pier may collapse. Even if it's a walking bridge, we don't want that responsibility. They're scared shitless
They have everything. Nobody wants to make the call. It goes round and round and round.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But that
Welcome
is-
to
Oh, I know how it
politics.
works.
That was the main reason why they
The new
rejected
bridge got
that.
compromised after it was built. One of the piers got undermined.
Look at all these
Right away.
overpasses that get hit by trucks. They're all compromised too.
Yeah.
Are they taking any risk? No. No, whatever.
I was told the bridge went out because of liability. There's
Yeah.
a bridge over there. Who has the liability for that one? They fall under the same
Same.
liability.
But this
It would
one
be for
showed
walking.
engineering
Yeah.
said there are cracks.
Well, sure, there's cracks.
Of course.
And the minute
Falling
they
over.
say that,
Yeah.
the government knows that, oh, so now we're liable for anything that might happen.
Might.
So
Yeah,
Car walking.
cut it
but
out.
might
I
is
might
the,
get hit by a car.
unless it's, no,
I heard the maintenance
The
was
word
going to be
might-
too expensive for
I
them to put
was
up with
told
it too or
that the
something.
town, a few choice town people didn't want this bridge. Don't want it.
what?
A few town people didn't want it. It needed to go. That's the rumor I got when I moved here.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
That's
yeah.
what I heard.
I heard they
Well,
didn't
I
want
was-
to pay the maintenance or something.
Yeah.
I was
It
part of a lot
it
of
could
the
have stayed if there,
conversations.
it could have stayed if there was a maintenance fee or something like that. Nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
They gated it, and then holes would get cut in it, and people would walk through anyways.
It's all to do with the litigation.
It's liability.
Yeah.
It was the.
We make a zip
We
line out
live,
of
we
it. Okay.
live in a
$2
legit,
million.
Legacious.
kind of society.
Yeah, legacious is the word.
The lawyers have
They got a
won.
road on this side, you can see
Yeah.
it runs to the road.
They created the law.
Yeah.
So they did it.
No,
And
it's
then
sad,
pull it all
but
up and
it's
then go
true.
use it.
Okay, so I've got here that I'm going to connect you with Mike and
Yeah.
Tyler,
Yep.
and I'm going to do an email.
Okay.
Let me see. We're going to I'm going to check with YRB and Dawson regarding the fire mitigation and whether they have people that can clear roadways when conditions become somewhat
Yeah.
extreme. You want to know exactly when this whole water billing started in Spences Bridge, so we can check that one. and how long till the payments are done. I think it's 20 years, but I don't know, so I'm going to look at it. I'm going to ask about Jackie Taggart or potentially people coming, candidates. I'm going to reach out to Jackie because she is the current MLA, see about maybe having something set up so that you all had a chance to talk to her, or maybe petition against Spences Bridge Improvement District.
And request them to drive, not fly. Drive through Lytton as well.
Yeah, well, we're talking about
Just the MLA.
MLAs. And Jackie's just up in Ashcroft. She does come down to Lytton, I think, on a fair bit. And I'm going to ask Chad Hogan about the signs for the park with the no campfires,
Fire ban, yeah.
and try and get that to you. Okay, what else?
I don't want you to video me when I'm talking. I've inquired about no posts being put on the top of the highway, coming around the corner halfway down.
So you want...
So people don't fall off the road into my property or into Cook Ferries, because Cook Ferries had that problem before.
Okay, so you want no posts on your side?
Oh, it should be a sign going out. It's a very steep.
So it comes off the highway and it comes around the corner and comes halfway down.
It's very steep.
Because when that gets icy, somebody's gonna end up in my yard, and somebody already has ended up at Cook Ferry.
Yeah, they could hurt.
They didn't die, but they got hurt pretty good. I was told it's not a safety issue. I already called. They said it's not a high
priority.
Yeah, it's not a priority.
High priority.
But they said they'd check into it. I've not heard nothing. And this is over a month or so ago.
Okay.
I can't remember the guy's name, but I could find it. I talked to him.
Okay, that one's Dawson.
Dawson.
Okay,